I came across a live where KodiyakRedd talks about how Vium joined the Island boys. He starts off the live by letting us know that he has a strong work ethic.
People going to work now? That sucks.
More importantly, he reminds us that he never wanted Vium in the house. He sort of just got a ticket to Fort Lauderdale and tagged along.
When Vium came to the crib, I didn't want him to the crib. He tells me he touched down to Fort Lauderdale Airport. Yeah, Vium did mess it up big time. I think the first day or the second day he got the cops there from doing some stupid stuff.
Red refused to give Vium the address, but Fly Soldier wanted to do business with him, sexual business. As soon as Tarzan moved in, he got the cops called on him for soliciting minors, and Red couldn't stand him or his personality.
My brother gave him the Addy, because my brother wanted him to come, I guess, right? As soon as he came to the crib, I couldn't stand his vibe. Mind you, y'all could search up from like 2 years ago that me and him will go back and forth on Instagram, not TikTok, on Instagram. And someone said it, yeah, Vium always hated on me. So I would do this thing called spin the wheel. He introduced it to me. Remember, I would get more views than dude. Dude would only get like 60 views. I would get like 1,000 views on Instagram Live. On a bad day, I'll get like 600.
Red says that 2 years ago, he'd only get 600 views on a bad day, and currently, he has a little over 700 views. It must be a really bad day, considering that he tasted actual relevance for 48 hours and has over 1 million followers. I get what he's saying. Dude was always more relevant than Vium. Big Bag Entertainment already had 20,000 subscribers when they filmed their video together. Both of them had 100K each on Instagram, that is, Fly and Red, and you could tell he hated Vium, but just used him for money.
But as soon as dude came to live, to the crib, I'm like, oh no, because there's lives of me and him going at it and stuff like that. And I used to do spin the wheel, and there was one day I couldn't stand him. Like there was one day, like on live, I'm like, bro, if I ever see dude, you feel me? Oh nah, cause he was trying to mess up my money.
Oh man, there's a lot to unpack here. KodiyakRedd used to play the wheel game with Vium. It's a gambling game where like 5 people send $5. Their name gets entered into a wheel and the winner gets 20 bucks. Vium and Red would split the remaining $5. And I talked about this on one of the older Full Circles, but one night Vium decided not to split the Cash App money and just kept it all to himself. It was around $50 total, because Vium was supposed to give Red 50 bucks for doing the wheel scheme, and he just didn't. Vium just didn't pay up. 2 hours of hard work gone out the window. He scammed Red, and Red desperately needs that money so he could buy fake dollar bills on Amazon and hairspray. Just look at how he reacts.
Look, shut up. You got some white dot, bitch. You got some white dot, basic bitch trying you like that. Imagine that. Nigga. At least my girl got a fat ass.
Dumbass nigga.
Yeah, okay. Shut up, pussy. That's why your hairline's dumb, fuck boy. Fuck wrong with you, little soft ass. That's why you have no clout, fuck nigga. That's why you died down already, little puss ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you. And you owe me profit from the wheel, fuck boy. So you better pay up, little bitch ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you, little pussy. Fuck wrong with you, little soft ass. The only reason why people know you is because of me, little bitch. Fuck wrong with you. You wanna talk all that roo-rah shit and act like you know what the fuck you talking about, little comment watcher. Imagine if you would read the comments, nigga. You got your chain took, got your gun took. That wasn't even no Glock. That was probably a Smith & Wesson. I think it was a Smith & Wesson.
And the fact that Red was cool with Vium after getting scammed by him just shows that he's soft. If Vium had tits, then Red would push him into a pool. Actually, Vium does have tits and a vagina. And yes, Vium had spent thousands of dollars on the Island Boys for promo. And speaking of which, Red is down to 200 views on this live. Must be the worst day of his life.
So that being said, I see him in real life and he's like, bro, you know, like being sweet, goes like, bro, that's like the past, that bygones be bygones. He didn't say bygones be bygones, but that's like kind of like what he kind of said. He was basically like speaking me soft spoken and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, what is it called? You know I mess with you, dog. I look up to you. He would always say that, you feel me? He would always tell me, I look up to you, you feel me? You and your brother, y'all inspiration. I introduced him to my doctor that could, you feel me? That's a chill dude that could get you any prescription. Bro, when I tell you this dude's a fiend, bro, this dude gets a promethazine. I had a history with bro because I was like, I went live with him more. Or I guess he paid me more for promos. Whatever it was, he was annoying. He was asking for the most. Dude got 3 scripts. One of them was the cough syrup, right? This dude is such a fiend. He had my engineer, that's, y'all can see I'm ADHD. He had my engineer drive him in his little Nissan Maxima, drive him to every CVS pharmacy, right? And what's it called? Try to find, cause like cough syrup is really hard. Like had this man take him to every pharmacy, CVS pharmacy in South Florida. I told Vium, yo, give it up, dude. Like, you feel me? They don't, you feel me? They don't obviously have it. But what's it called? I would have been done like if I would have got rejected by like 10. He got rejected by like 20 and he did not give up. He really wanted that bottle. So what's it called? He ended up getting the bottle, I ain't gonna lie.
Now, Vium had 3 different prescriptions, including cough syrup with promethazine. I'm guessing codeine too, like he was trying to get lean. And I'm just gonna assume that it's lean. There's activists and high tech, and these brands have slowed down manufacturing due to abuse, so it's hard to come by. On the streets, it's ridiculously expensive. You might as well just get morphine because it's way stronger and has a similar feeling, with a prescription, of course. Now, Vium went to a bunch of pharmacies looking for one that'll take his prescription, and finally, he was able to get one after he went to 20. For the rest of this live, he just talks about how Vium has trouble getting girls. One guy in that house told me that he didn't penetrate any walls for his entire stay, though it is possible he was on the receiving end for Fly Soldier.
The only one that had a problem, this chain is hurting my neck. The only one that had a problem getting female was the dude with the palm tree on his head that my brother that my brother told him to get the palm tree on his head, which is funny. That still laugh to this day about it.
Vium has a very low sex drive. It could be because of all the opiates he takes. There was also a rumor that he used to take steroids, and that's how he ended up getting gynecomastia. And be careful with that shit, guys. It could totally mess you up. The person who said he took steroids and can't get erection, that was like a girl that he was trying to get with, and she could totally be capping. So somebody asked for an update on Vium. Well, he was in the passenger seat of his mom's car, and once he saw a group of children, he pulled over immediately so he could touch them inappropriately. He's like, hey bro, don't tell your dad what I sent you. This dude is definitely a danger to society. He's like asking the kids if they listen to him. Like, yeah, they're one of the 150 plays a month you get on Spotify. His girlfriend was flirting with another guy on live, and he got jealous, and this girl be catching feelings for any dude who smiles at her.
Believe me, don't get mad when you see me doing stuff you don't want to see. Chin off of him. Mind you, Island Boys would do him dirty all the time. What? Didn't they kick you out of their house and like do you really dirty and talk crap about you? Whatever. But it's not gonna be pretty if he keeps up this behavior, cause let me tell you, once you bring a demon out in me, no turning back. And let me tell you, that demon's really close to coming out.
And by the way, I don't have any issues with this woman. She's gonna be a great middle linebacker for the Patriots one day.
I missed a court date, bro. Literally, that's it. I missed a court date, bro. And now I have one on the 7th coming. So I gotta go check in with the court, letting them know that I'm going to be there. Loves you. The charging that I have a warrant for right now, it's false information on a firearm application. Like, I made a mistake on an application. You know, petty, bro. Petty stuff. And then my other court is for like some assault stuff that I didn't even do. I'm gonna plead not guilty for that.
And let me just talk about this case. Writing a false statement, minimum sentence is a month. Maximum is a year. The people who get a year are like suspects for other crimes. Like, we can't get you for this, so we're gonna get you for that. We're gonna give you a crazy sentence for something we can't prove. A good example is O.J. Simpson. He got sentenced to 33 years for robbery, but that's really because he was a suspect for murder. Also, Vium had this charge in 2018, so he had been on the run for almost 5 years, and that's why he didn't have a license. Not to mention, you can't buy a car or a house without a license. The bank sees that you got a warrant, and they're like, oh, he'll probably get locked up and miss payments. This dude could have just turned himself in. They probably would have given him a month or two. Just get it over with. It's better than not having a license. His court date for the false statement thing was supposed to be on the 31st. It was actually supposed to be on the 5th of April, but he skipped that. Now he has another charge for skipping court, and that's 0 to 12 months. If he would have showed up a few months ago, then he probably would have been out by now. His trial in Arlington court is scheduled for July 17th. And check this out, he has another false statement charge for Fairfax County, and the hearing for that is on the 5th of July. Apparently, he wrote a false statement trying to buy a gun in Arlington, June 2018. Then he tried it again in Fairfax 4 months later in October, thinking that if he keeps doing it, eventually someone will just sell him a gun without thinking about it. What's interesting is when KodiyakRedd went live, he said that Vium was able to get a prescription for promethazine and no pharmacy would take it, so he just kept going to different ones until one said yes. There's definitely a parallel with the false statement thing. He just kept going to different gun stores, hoping somebody would finally sell him one. Vium has a hearing for abduction, malicious wounding, mob attacks, and false statements in Fairfax County on the 5th of July. He has a kidnapping charge that I guess was dropped, and since they can't get him for that, they might give him the max sentence for the false statement. The other hearing is for the 17th. Vium is probably already going to be in prison. And like I said, a false statement is like a month in jail. You could just be like, yeah, I thought I could get away with this, but I couldn't. I'm sorry. He doesn't really have that defense because he did it twice. If the court sees that you didn't learn from the first time that having one warrant wasn't enough to scare you, in fact, you were willing to risk another warrant, they're going to throw the book at you. And the fucking face tattoos don't help either. This dude doesn't have a job, the judge isn't going to sympathize for him, and Vium, you better pray that the judge doesn't know who you are. This is the same guy who showed his dick to a little kid, who was caught flirting with underage transgender women.
But my friend's Cherry and she's underage.
Joe has like an ongoing feud with like the trans community.
Like a nigga, but your homeboy was trying to fuck.
Right, your friend Vium was trying to fuck on us though.
That's not my friend. What the fuck?
I thought that was your best friend.
And worst of all, you threatened to take down the Famous Criminals channel.
I'm gonna keep it all the way at that. Wow, there's this one YouTube account called Famous Criminals. I'm not gonna tag his Instagram. He's getting dummy clout. Famous Criminals. First of all, don't incriminate me. You're making up all these rumors about me. Go take his YouTube down. I'm about to get my legal team on it. All the money you've made for falsely incriminating me and also defaming me, we coming for that. Y'all go take down his YouTube. Famous Criminals. Coming for you. And he live in Colorado too. Don't make me come find you, buddy. You know I know exactly what you look like. We just gonna take your YouTube and we want that check. Stop posting me on your YouTube channel, cuz. And twisting up narratives and defaming me. Stop.
Vium is the same dude who threatens to kill people on Instagram Live. He's a pedophile who has fantasies of homicide.
You know why I haven't killed you? You know why I haven't killed you? Because your dad's a police officer. I haven't killed you because your dad's a police officer.
And I'm not gonna be surprised if he just goes on the run.
This is some advice. I want advice from y'all. I got some court ordered things to do in LA. Like I have to go take some classes and do like labor for just some stupid charge, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like doing it. I feel like leaving the state. Y'all think that's a good idea? Or you think it's gonna fuck me over later?
Dead ass. He didn't want to face the false statement charges. Why would he want to face malicious wounding and abduction? This is gonna be years, and it was supposed to be 7 years. And he's gonna look like a dumbass in prison. Like, oh, I kept trying to buy guns using false information, then I jumped somebody on camera and was dumb enough to upload the evidence. This was all easily avoidable. Anyway, this is probably going to be the last time I talk about this dude until he actually gets sentenced. I'm out.